And boys, we are back here with another lineup builder. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the best budget cards in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick, MMOEXP.com. If you guys want an alternative to buying packs, consider buying coins at MMOEXP and make sure to use code DILL at checkout for 5% off your order. Now, before we get into the first cards today, I think it is pretty important to talk about what our budget is. Now, for the most part, I want to keep it around that 75K coin mark. There are going to be some cards that are slightly over budget, but they were kind of in a weird spot in the game where there weren't really great options below them, and the top end options were super expensive. And we'll talk about those cards when we get to them. We're also going to be under budget at some positions as well. And we're going to go ahead and get it started right here at quarterback. And in my opinion, the best quarterback in the game right now is actually a potential free option. I highly recommend, okay, doing just milestones, leveling up, and getting yourself Michael Penix Jr. from the field pass, upgrade him with season tickets, and he can be all the way up to an 89 overall, where this card's gonna have 84 speed, 88 throw power, and he hits all the accuracy thresholds. And the biggest thing for me is he does get that gunslinger ability. That's gonna be all of our offensive AP, but I think it's well worth it. I think it's the best ability on offense, and I think it can make the passing game very easy, and it's actually kind of a good counter to the switch stick because the ball just gets there faster. So yeah, Michael Penix is going to be our quarterback. He is a potential free option. Now we're going to go to running back right here, where looking at this card's price, and I was kind of shocked that he was so cheap. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the vintage champion, but even the 85 overall base Chris Johnson going for 50K, I think that is phenomenal value for what he can do on the field as well. He's 87 speed, 86 acceleration. The carrying is slightly lower, but honestly, most people in this game are playing on conservative right now anyway. And if you fumble on conservative, you got unlucky. He has 83 change of direction, good break tackle as well. I still think CJ2K more than usable in this game. I think he's still one of the better running backs. So yeah, for 52K, sign me up. Now we're going to go to fullback right here. Fullback's a spot where you don't really have to prioritize. Really does depend on scheme, of course. And for a fullback, I'm just trying to get like a big body. Someone like Mike Allstott from season 1 is great right here too. I'm not going to have him here because of the fact that if you didn't play season 1, you're not going to have this card, but he would be my option right here. I'm just going to go like Patrick Ricard. And the reason for that is he has good core blocking stats, and also he is a big body. And I think getting like a big body like Ricard makes a ton of sense for a lot of this blitz meta, specifically the double mug. A lot of times what makes double mug or mid blitz so good is, yes, you can pick it up when they send 4, but a linebacker is still going to come in free. And then if they have Lawrence Taylor, if they have one of these great pass rushers there, they end up on your running back and you get insta shedded or you insta lose anyway. But someone like Ricard that's 305 isn't going to insta lose. So I feel like he's a good utility player as well, can be effective in the red zone. Now I absolutely love the wide receiver trio right here. At wide receiver 1, we are going to have Diami Brown right here from the breakout promo. This card is 6 foot, has 86 speed, hits the 85 level of short and deep route running, which is the threshold on the all Madden game type, meaning gauntlet, champs, and also ranked. 90 is the threshold for all pro or head-to-head, just regular head-to-head seasons. Doesn't hit the medium route running threshold. If you're worried about it, you could get a strat card to hit that. At wide receiver 2 right here, this is probably one of my personal favorite cards I've used all year long, and he's in my MUT 25 Hall of Fame, Jerry Jeudy right here from the game time promo, and he is 6'1", 86 speed, and this time he does hit the 85 level for short, medium, and deep route running. I love this card, and honestly, you could put him at wide receiver 1, and I'm not mad at you. I really like this Jerry Jeudy card. And rounding out the wide receiver trio right here, we're going to have JSN that is very similar to Jerry Jeudy. This card has 86 speed, and he hits 85s for short, medium, and deep route running. My favorite group on the team is receiver. I think there's a ton of value right here, and I think they can way outperform their price. Now we're going to go ahead and go to tight end right here, where I'm going to have Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta going for around 60K. He is 6'3", 245, 85 speed, hits the 85 level of short route running. The medium and the deep route running aren't really too great, and he's not too much of a run blocker. But really, for this price point at tight end, I don't really think there is much better options. I think Sam Laporta is kind of like the definition of what I'm looking for a budget tight end, and I still think he can get the job done. So yeah, he is going to be our tight end. Now we're going to go ahead and round out the offense right here with offensive line. Now what I will say about offensive line is there are some potential like B&D free options. If you can get those, use those, like Tyron Smith, the left tackle, potential aka Creed Humphrey at center, Jeff Saturday at center as well, the team captain. But we're going to go ahead and just give you players that you can spend coins on just in case you don't have those players, right? So at left tackle right right here, I'm going to go ahead and go Ronnie Stanley, the AKA card. Reason for that is he does give a motivator chem boost, even though it's not really like anything crazy. He's 50K. I mean, he has good core ratings as well. 86 pass block power, 85 pass block finesse, 83 run block. And for 50K, I think, again, he's fine. He's a good offensive lineman. At left guard right here, I'm going to have Peter Skoronski, the 84 from the, what's called Game Time promo. This card is a good pass blocker, 81 pass block power, 87 pass block finesse, and 80 run block. So that's what we're looking for our offensive lineman too. Just want to hit 80 for all these core ratings. At center right here, I am going to have Steve Avila. He has 88 pass block power, 82 pass block finesse, 84 run block. Again, very solid core ratings. At right guard, I'm going to have Cody Ma right here. He does have 84 pass block power, 81 pass block finesse, 85 run block. Again, like the core ratings. And rounding out the offense right here, we are going to have Jack Conklin, who is kind of like a little bit over budget, but we underspent pretty much everywhere. And he has 85 pass block power, 80 pass block finesse, 85 run block. And yeah, this is what the offense is looking like. In total, it's right around 600K. It's 573K, which is around 50K per position. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the defense right here, where we're going to talk about the secondary. And this is the spot on the team where, if we take a look, let's use free safety as an example. Obviously, we have Ed Reed, super expensive. DeMar Hamlin is also pretty expensive. Those are the top two options. Now, besides that, if you have Tyler Nubin, use Tyler Nubin, of course, the rookie premier. But even besides that too, we get into like the Javon Holland, Julian Love, Sean Taylor, and Paul Krause range. I think Paul Krause is substantially better than Earl Thomas. And Earl Thomas can be your option right here, potentially Melifonwu too, but like Melifonwu at this point, it's like, it's just not ideal. I went Paul Krause right here, even though he is over budget, okay? I think Paul Krause is worth this price. The 6'3", the 87 speed, the 88 zone, the potential pick artist X factor as well, getting some abilities on the field. I think he's worth it right here, so I am gonna go him. I understand you not liking him being on the list. Again, potential other options, Earl Thomas or Melifonwu is who I would go. So yeah, and if you have Tyler Nubin for free, use Tyler Nubin. At strong safety right here, we are going to have Ken Houston. Ken Houston is right around that 50K mark. Again, tall player in the secondary, 6'3". The 85 speed is a little bit rough, but as a true safety, he's not going to be pressed in people's face, and I think he can still make plays because, again, he's 6'3". And if you have a strategy item, he could get up to that 85 zone threshold, which is pretty nice to hit. I'm looking to hit 90 zone in as many places as possible, but on a budget team, a little bit tough to do that. Now we're going to go to corner right here, where it's very similar to what I said about Paul Krause. Now, if we take a look at corner, right, obviously we have Snead, super expensive. Then we get into options like Joshua Williams and right around that 300K mark, and like Mel Blount, I'd put up there too, Night Train Lane. We kind of get in this weird spot where it's like, do you slightly overspend on team builders, or do you go like Rasul Douglas? Okay, I'm gonna have some team builders here because I think they're so good. Eric Stokes, first off, 156K. I've seen this card right around that 120K mark, which I am more comfortable spending and saying he's closer to a budget option. I think Eric Stokes is simply too good, and he's so close to that top end level. Really, the only reason he's not a top end card in the game is because he doesn't get that pick artist ability. Like the 88 speed, the 85 zone, the 87 man, I think he's simply too good. Now, some other options, Kader Kohu and also Max Belton, I also do like them too, but as you can see right here, they're pretty expensive. So besides Eric Stokes is going to be like the one person I really recommend to spend on. Besides Stokes, I am going to also have Rasul Douglas right here. And Rasul Douglas, I think you're kind of forced to run a zone-based defense with this, and I wouldn't press zone anyway, but he is 6'2". 85 speed is the rough thing on the card, but he does have good height, and he also does have good zone. And you could potentially get the zone up to 90 with a strategy item and a coach strategy item. So I think Rasul Douglas can be usable right here. And then finally at CB3, this is going to be a slot corner for us. I am going to have Caleb Farley. This is a card that is just 89 speed, 89 acceleration, and I think you can get away with not having the greatest intelligence stats for a slot corner, because really for me in a zone-based defense, what is a slot corner playing? Well, it's going to be, I would recommend having that hook setting on 5 yards to help play first a lot of these meta zig routes, and also it's going to be hard flats as well, or potential blitzer. So I think Caleb Farley, even though he doesn't have good zone, he has good enough physical stats to where he can play. And I feel like it's either we overspend on Max Melton or we go a little bit more budget and we go Caleb Farley. So I went Caleb Farley today, but you could go Max Melton right here too. And I have very similar thoughts to him and Eric Stokes. But since we underspend on a lot of spots on this team, I'm cool with Eric Stokes and Paul Krause being here. In the secondary, it's one of the most expensive positions in the game. Kind of had to spend a little bit more than I would like, but yeah, I think Eric Stokes is good enough, and same thing with Paul Krause. Now we're going to go ahead and go to outside linebacker right here, where at right outside linebacker, I am actually going to have Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor is right at that 100K mark, and again, a little bit over that 75K that we set, but I think he's just one of those cards, again, simply too good. And I have very similar thoughts to him and also Andrew Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel is, if you want more of like a pass coverage potential user, he could be right here too, but getting LT for 100K, 86 speed, 88 acceleration, great power moves, finesse moves, and block shed. This is a beastly pass rusher, man. He is a beast. Now at left outside linebacker right here, this is another one of my personal favorite cards in the game. It's going to be Nick Bonito right here. And he is 6'3", 85 speed, 88 acceleration. So really good speed, really good excel. 80 block shed is decent, has really high finesse moves, lower power moves, but this card also only has the spin and the swim move trait on yes. He does not have the power move trait on yes, which is actually a really important thing for this card. So he is only going to use his finesse moves. We can essentially block out power moves. And again, I think the duo of Lawrence Taylor and Nick Bonito, that is a great pass rush duo. Now at middle linebacker right here, I'm prioritizing zone coverage. So we are going to have all pro Fred again, right out that 75K mark. He is 6'3", 85 speed, and he also hits that 85 level of zone. Still pretty rare. Most linebackers in the game are not hitting that 85 level of zone. So I think that is really, really nice to hit. And joining him is going to go ahead and be Trenton Simpson as well. Trenton Simpson going for around 60K. He is 86 speed this time, 88 excel. He is 6'2" and does hit that 85 level of zone. So I really like our linebackers right here. We have two beastly pass rushers and two beastly pass coverage players. And now we're going to round out the defense right here with defensive line. And at right end right here, this is a card that could potentially play defensive tackle for you, but we are going to have Devontae Wyatt. Devontae Wyatt is a beast, man. He is 6'3", 304, 80 speed, 87 acceleration, good block shed, good power moves, good finesse moves. Like all these ratings right here are extremely solid. I feel like, again, he can get the job done, and he can also slide into defensive tackle if you need him to. At left end right here, we're going to go with a lower overall version of a legend. We're going to have 85 Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor has 85 speed, 86 excel. So pretty good physical stats, decent block shed, good finesse moves, and lower power moves. But like I said with Nick Bonito, this card is only going to use his finesse moves, only has those traits on yes, so we can essentially block out this power move rating. And again, I think he can get the job done. Now, rounding out the defense, we're going to go to defensive tackle. We're at DT1. I think this is the best one you could get. Jordan Davis right here, right at that 75K mark. 6'6", 336, big body, and he has 80 speed, 87 excel as well. That is pretty nice. And he has 82 power moves, 87 block shed with only the bull rush move on yes, meaning he's not going to use finesse moves. I think Jordan Davis is very close to that S tier defensive tackle, and I think he's phenomenal value right here. And a defensive tackle too. This is another one of my personal favorite cards of the year. Javon Hargrave, ultimate kickoff card, going for around 60K. I still think he is a great defensive tackle. 78 speed, 85 acceleration, good block shed. The power moves are lower, but the finesse moves are higher. And like Jason Taylor and like Nick Bonito, he has ideal traits where he is only going to use his finesse moves, won't use power moves, so we can essentially just ignore the power move rating. And I think he plays phenomenal as well. So yeah, this is what the defensive side of the ball is looking like. And the defense ended up being slightly over budget. It was around 77K per position. Now, what I would recommend for defense is potentially B&D options at corner. And I believe you can get Eric Stokes for B&D from the solo challenges. I believe you get a free 86 from that. Prioritize getting as many like free good options in the secondary as you could, because it's just kind of rare right now to get that. You could also go potentially Cooper DeJean as well. Almost forgot to mention him. If we get Cooper DeJean all the way up to an 89 as well, he is a great option right here, and he can potentially just replace like Rasul Douglas. And yeah, I think that's a little bit better, and that makes us now under budget. So yeah, you could potentially get Eric Stokes for free as well. And now we're going to go ahead and end off this video with special teams right here. And at punter, going to be AJ Cole, who is the best in the game, has the highest kick power. And at kicker, we're going to have Anders Carlson right here, who has more kick power than Justin Tucker. and he's like a third of the price too. This has been my thoughts on the best budget cards in Madden 25 Ultimate Team. I hope you guys did enjoy the video today, man. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Madden 25 Ultimate Team content just like this. Now, if you guys do want to go and see me use some of these cards live on stream, I've been streaming here on both YouTube and Twitch. To watch on YouTube, make sure to hit that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you guys want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with the follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.